Welcome, Witcher fans and curious adventurers. With a new Witcher game just announced, now is the perfect time for a quick recap of the fascinating and vast Witcher universe. No need to worry about getting lost in the countless stories, timelines, and characters. I'm here to break it all down for you in a simplified and engaging way. Now, here's the deal. This is purely a recap of the Witcher universe, focusing on the books and the core lore that shaped this incredible world. I won't be covering any Witcher game stories in this video, but if you'd love a simplified deep dive into those epic games, let me know in the comments. Drop a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And with the exciting announcement of The Witcher 4, what better time to revisit the stories that started it all? So, grab your swords, potions, and a strong sense of destiny. Let's jump into the Witcher universe, Simplified. The Witcher universe begins on an unknown planet known by various names, including Earth, Globe, and Ain Side World. It's important to note that while it is sometimes called Earth, this is not our Earth. It's an entirely different planet within a multiverse. Yes, you heard that right. The Witcher universe is a multiverse, where different planets, parallel dimensions, and even time travel are possible. This unique planet has only one habitable continent, often referred to simply as the continent. Alongside it lies a famous island group called Skellige. The first inhabitants of this world were the gnomes, small but intelligent beings who laid the foundation of early civilization. After them came the dwarves, who were physically stronger and more skilled in craftsmanship and combat. Dwarves excelled at forging weapons and armor, and they were renowned as fearless warriors. Of course, like true dwarves, they had a particular fondness for good ale. Together, the gnomes and dwarves built the first great city of this world, Mahakam, which became the heart of their civilization. This city not only housed their people, but also became a hub for trade, crafting, and the establishment of the first systems of time and calendar. These early inhabitants set the stage for a world that would soon be filled with magic, monsters, and the intriguing tales we know today. The next race to arrive on the continent were the elves. Their homeland, known as Ain Side, was destroyed, forcing them to seek refuge in this new world. Using powerful portals, the elves sailed to the continent on their white ships, guided by their ancient knowledge. The elves were a highly intelligent and sophisticated race, often resembling humans in appearance, but far more advanced in their abilities. At first, the elves lived peacefully alongside the gnomes and dwarves, establishing harmonious relationships and coexisting without conflict. They were not only skilled in craftsmanship, like the dwarves, but also possessed the ability to see into the future and harness powerful magic. They founded multiple beautiful cities across the continent, known for their stunning architecture and intricate culture. However, their peace was not to last. 1,500 years later, the catastrophic event known as the Conjunction of the Spheres occurred. This world-shattering event caused multiple dimensions and universes to collide, bringing monsters, dragons, vampires, and other dangerous creatures to the continent. Alongside these terrifying beasts came humans, a new and powerful race, along with the mysterious force of magic. The arrival of these new elements dramatically altered the balance of power on the continent, setting the stage for the conflicts and stories that would follow. While humans arrived on the continent during the Conjunction of the Spheres, not all humans embraced the changes that came with it. Only a few humans gained the ability to wield magic, and this gift was often viewed with suspicion by others. Many humans saw magic as unnatural, even dangerous, and labeled those who could use it as abnormal. This deep mistrust led to divisions within human societies. It's believed that humans destroyed their original planet, Earth, through their own recklessness. When the Conjunction of the Spheres occurred, they were teleported to the continent. The exact reason for the conjunction remains a mystery, but its effects reshaped the world forever. Humans, elves, gnomes, and dwarves now found themselves forced to coexist on the same land. The elves, however, were wary of humans from the beginning. They had prior knowledge of the human race and distrusted them deeply. The elder elves openly proclaimed that humans, who had already destroyed their own planet, could not be trusted on the continent either. This distrust caused a significant rift among the elves, dividing them into two distinct factions. The Ain El. These were the elder elves who decided that humans were too dangerous to live alongside. They used their advanced portal technology to leave the continent and seek refuge on other worlds. The Ain Side. These elves chose to remain on the continent and coexist with humans, despite their reservations. The Ain El play a crucial role in the larger story of the Witcher universe, and we'll return to them later. Meanwhile, humans quickly adapted to their new home. They adopted elements of Elven and Dwarven languages, creating a common language that facilitated communication among the races. Humans also brought their religions and beliefs with them, further influencing the cultural landscape of the continent. In the aftermath of the conjunction, all the races, elves, dwarves, gnomes, and humans, came together to establish a new timeline. They reset the calendar to year 1, marking the start of a new era on the continent. Humans, known for their rapid reproduction, soon became the most populous race on the continent. In the north, humans established multiple kingdoms, often expanding their territories through war. Some even conquered elven lands, dismantling the beautiful cities that elves had built. However, in the south, humans showed a different approach. They admired and preserved elven culture and traditions, forming the Nilfgaardian Empire, a powerful and structured entity. Yet, as history shows, humans have a tendency to wage war over land and resources, and the continent was no exception. Conflict soon became a constant feature of human kingdoms. In hindsight, perhaps the Elder Elves were not wrong in their distrust of humans. As human societies grew, they also began to explore and formalize the use of magic. They established magical institutions and schools, where they trained individuals with magical abilities. These institutions imposed strict rules, including a controversial one. Mages were often made infertile, as it was believed that magical power could not be safely passed down through generations. By the 950s, humanity sought to expand further, targeting the dangerous lands overrun by monsters. To accomplish this, they initiated the creation of superhumans, later known as Witchers. The Witchers were made through brutal and painful experiments, with candidates selected from birth. These trials pushed their bodies to extreme limits, giving them strength, reflexes, and resilience 10 times greater than ordinary humans. Witchers were also made infertile, like mages, and their bodies were designed to adapt to any environmental conditions. They could consume and tolerate powerful mutagenic potions that further enhanced their combat abilities, making them uniquely suited to hunting the deadly monsters that plagued the continent. Despite their incredible skills, Witchers were not seen as heroes by most. They were often shunned and mistrusted, even though they risked their lives to protect the very people who feared them. The Witcher's job was simple yet perilous: to hunt and kill monsters. They typically took contracts from various cities, earning their living by protecting the populace from the dangers lurking in the shadows. In total, there were 6 Witcher schools, each specializing in unique training methods and monster hunting techniques. These schools had a mutual agreement not to take contracts in territories governed by other schools, maintaining peace and balance among them. This marked the golden age of Witchers, a time when the demand for their services was incredibly high. Witchers became highly respected and essential members of society as they took on the most fearsome beasts of the continent. To sustain their numbers, Witcher schools often relied on the law of surprise, an ancient custom. This law stated that if someone saved another's life, they could claim something unexpected in return, often the firstborn child of the person they saved. Since Witchers themselves could not reproduce due to the mutations they underwent, this law allowed the schools to train new recruits and keep their ranks filled. However, by the year 1160, the golden age of Witchers came to an end. Witchers had become so efficient at their jobs that monsters were nearly eradicated. Without a need for their services, the same people who once relied on them began to resent and fear them. Witchers were seen as unnatural and dangerous, accused of stealing children and branded as outcasts. This fear escalated into attacks on the Witcher schools, leading to the destruction of almost all of them, except for the School of the Wolf, which managed to survive. Around 1142, as tensions between humans and elves escalated, a heartbreaking tale unfolded. Lara Dorren, an elven queen of noble bloodline, defied her people's traditions by marrying a human mage, a decision that was seen as a betrayal by many elves. During this period of rising hostility, a human mob attacked their home, killing her husband. Though Lara managed to survive the attack, she tragically died while giving birth to her child. This child, the last descendant of the elder elven bloodline, was later adopted and named Rhiannon, ensuring the survival of a lineage that would hold great significance in the future. As for Geralt of Rivia, the central character of the Witcher saga, his birth remains a mystery. What we do know is that his mother, a sorceress, left him at the School of the Wolf, where he underwent grueling training, mutations, and surgeries to become a Witcher. Geralt's body was transformed, giving him incredible strength, agility, and resilience, traits that made him one of the best monster hunters of his time. Around 1237, the Emperor of Nilfgaard was killed, and his son, Emhyr var Emreis, was cursed. This curse transformed his face into something monstrous, and with this new, animal-like appearance, Emhyr could no longer claim his rightful place as king. Instead, a rival, the assassin, took the throne. Emhyr was then cast out and sent into the jungle, left to die. However, to everyone's surprise, he survived. The curse caused Emhyr's face to remain beastly during the day, but by night, he would return to his normal self. It was said that his curse could only be broken in the Kingdom of Cintra. Taking on a false name, Duni, Emhyr journeyed to Cintra, where he would eventually fulfill his destiny. In Cintra, Duny saved King Roner's life and, using the law of surprise, claimed the king's next-born child. Believing this child could break his curse, Duny awaited the birth of a daughter, whom he named Pavetta. As Pavetta grew, Duny grew fond of her, though his true identity remained a secret. When Pavetta turned 15, her mother, Queen Calanthe, arranged a grand feast. Geralt of Rivia, a renowned witcher, was also present at the celebration. Meanwhile, Duny returned to Cintra to ask for Pavetta's hand in marriage. By this time, King Roner had passed, and Queen Calanthe now ruled. Suspicious of Duny's intentions, she demanded he reveal his face. But Duny, cursed to appear as a monster during the day, tried to avoid showing himself. Eventually, he was tricked into revealing his true face, and the truth of his curse was exposed. Despite the revelation of his monstrous appearance, Duny and Pavetta's love for each other was clear. The court turned against Duny, but Geralt intervened and saved him. The two were married, and with their union, Duny's curse was lifted, returning him to his true form, Emhyr var Emreis, the rightful emperor of Nilfgaard. As a token of gratitude for Geralt's aid, Emhyr offered him anything he wished. Geralt, abiding by the law of surprise, asked for their firstborn child. This child, of course, was none other than Ciri, the child of surprise, whose fate would intertwine with Geralt's in ways that would shape the entire continent. And that, in short, is the simple explanation of the Witcher universe. I've skipped over some events to keep it straightforward, but if you want a more detailed video covering the entire Witcher game series, let me know in the comments and don't forget to hit that like button. If you enjoyed this simple explanation, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. There's plenty more to come, including a video on Black Myth, Sun Wukong. Check the description below for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.